that Aunt Vera taught you. That would be great. Okay. I'll be back in a little bit.
Páni, dámy, beseda začíná, páni, dámy, beseda je. V zahrádce růžičku, pod okny hubičku, počkej, já povím, že jsi na mě chtěl.
Okay, girls. Would you like to go to the parade now? Because it's almost time. You
Yeah.
can wear the costumes?
Yeah.
Want to? Okay, let's go. 1915 or so is when the Memorial Parade started, and every year they've had them since. The firemen would march. Organizations, anybody who was in an organization was invited to march. So there were people in the community. The American Legion would march with their members.
We had to be out. John Pearl made sure we were out, and we'd march around the village. But the biggest thing, if you didn't march and John Pearl saw you, he grabbed you and you marched.
Everybody went. I mean, it was like, flag flying and very proud of the town, and they'd have a memorial service at the War Memorial and place wreaths there, pay tribute to the men and women who had served from the community in the various wars. And I marched this past year. I still march in the Memorial Day parades.
Wow, the parade was great.
It was nice, right? Did you like it,
Yeah.
Shannon? Every year, the Memorial Day Parade brings out a lot of people, and it's held to honor the veterans who have served in the armed forces. And we also have year-round the monument on the corner by where the old four-room schoolhouse used to be. And we also have the statue in the cemetery, the Jan Hus statue, that remembers Jan Hus.
Well, that's Jan Hus, and he is a martyr. He's part of the heritage of Czechoslovakia and Bohemia. He stands for religious freedom and stands for freedom of speech, and that's what many of the people came to this village, came to the United States for.
Jan Hus was a Catholic priest who in Czechoslovakia, and that's going back, I think, 1415 is when it happened, but he had objected to some of the teachings of the Catholic Church at the time. And it was sort of the beginning of the Reformation. He was taken seriously by the Catholic Church, and they didn't like it very much. And he sought safety with people who, kind of kept him safe for a while, but they kind of caught up with him. They paid tribute to him in the community by having this statue made of him.
You see in the statue that he's holding a Bible and a communion cup. John Hus believed that the Christian church and Christian people should conduct their lives in accordance with what's written in the Bible. And he also believed that God's people should be partaking of communion. In his days, the people got to partake of communion only once a year. They partook of the bread alone. Hus believed that the people should partake of the bread and the wine, and that they should do it weekly. So those were some of the items that Hus was in disagreement on with the prevailing wisdom of that day, and that ultimately led to his demise. But this is, or at least it was for many years, the only statue of John Hus in North America.
Well, there were two churches. There was St. John's and the Palmistine Church, and St. Luke's Church, and that was the Episcopal Church. The Episcopal Church was a mission. It was supported by St. Anne's Church. The priest would come from St. Anne's and do the service. And it was called St. John's on the Plain with a little red church. But it was St. Luke's Episcopal Church.
I came to Bohemia 1970, and I visited the cemetery because I wanted to see all these Czech names. And I was so touched because I felt I am back home with all the names, with statue of Jan Hus, with the Church of St. John Nepomucene, and I felt this is where I belong.
Well, girls, I think you've learned a lot about Bohemia today and its history, and you're so lucky to be growing up in Bohemia, and I love it so much. I've loved Bohemia all my life, and I know you will love it too.
To think of these people who came from another country, didn't speak the language, they had skills that they brought with them, but they had nothing else, but that they came here and they found places where they could settle down, they found jobs, they found people who did accept them, they did the best they could with their lives, and their families moved on. So I would encourage the young people just to appreciate and to know the gift we have in this country, and to know the opportunities we have, and how good it is to live here, and to work for that, to keep doing that.
What I would like them to know is what a beautiful town we had and we still have, and that they should take advantage of every bit of education they can get.
Well, I think they should get their education and then pursue their dream, what they would like to be in life, and follow that dream if they can.
I think that's very important that 10-year-old, 11-year-old, anybody, the little kids will learn about the history of Bohemia, about how the people came here, who they were, how they established it.
I would like them to know everything. I would like them to know everything that I know about Bohemia, and everything that so many of us who have grown up here in this town know. I would like them to realize that there's a lot of history to this town, that it isn't just playing soccer and baseball and all those things. There's a lot of things here in this town. When you look around at the schools, at the firehouse, at the library, they weren't always here. Somebody had to build them, somebody had to make them, and they're very important to our community.